Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm Ned from Ned's Tech Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. Today we're looking at Altman saying that ChatGPT therapy sessions might not stay private in a lawsuit. One thing you guys should all know before we get any further in this is Sam Altman doesn't want this information to be released. He wants all of the information asked and used in ChatGPT to stay private, but people who are in charge of everything don't want it to be private. It's really interesting and a little bit creepy. All of the information that the government wants about you, it's if we were talking about a girlfriend, a boyfriend, then this would be unreasonable, level 99 sketchy, but let's have a closer look. So here's Sam Altman. More people turning to ChatGPT for a therapist. That might not be a safe place. I definitely don't think that you should do that. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, says those therapy-style conversations don't have the same legal protections as a conversation with the real therapist. Whoa, put a pause there. Okay, so therapists are supposed to be completely quiet about things. So are pastors, but in the reality is at the end of the day, they do let things slip. I'm telling you right now, therapists, nurses, doctors, they absolutely let basic information slip to their family. And I don't see how they could go on living if they didn't. I myself have quite a bit of information from people in and around the area because family, friends, and I've had beef with law enforcement before. Sorry, not law enforcement, with particular individuals in fire department. And it's interesting that when cops got involved, cops' families quickly started to learn about these things. It's interesting what happens when you just try to take on a beef with an individual, regardless of a badge or what's behind it, and where things go. And we definitely end up being in a place where everyone wears masks. You might know I have a thing for masks, and what people are actually like underneath those masks. You might recall the Menendez brothers. Their therapist gave them up, ultimately in a roundabout way. So if you go talk to ChatGPT about your most sensitive stuff and then there's like a lawsuit or whatever, we could be required to produce that, and I think it's very screwed up. Now, one thing I want to point out is it seems to be basically like that with a lot of people and their girlfriends or significant others. Their wives a lot of the time. Man, it's interesting. Hell hath not the fury of a woman's scorn, and it's interesting how much details a woman will give up about you. But if you try to do the same thing to them, oh man, heaven help you. Right now, if you're talking to a therapist or a lawyer or a doctor about those problems, are legally privileged for the doctor-patient confidentiality. There's legal confidentiality. We haven't figured that out yet when you're talking to ChatGPT. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I don't know about doctors and lawyers, but therapists have definitely been known to give up information. I don't know what to say about the others. Anyways, more users, particularly young ones, are using ChatGPT as a therapist, life coach, or consulting for relationship advice, Altman says. No one had to think about that a year ago, and now I think it's a huge issue. How are we going to treat lawsuits around this, Altman said. An interesting thing I'd like to throw down is people are ultimately already doing this. They're going to their friends and asking what the friends think, and the friends generally don't want to challenge anyone. A lot of therapists don't want to challenge anyone. And when it comes to TikTok, everyone's a narcissist, everyone's a gaslighter, and if you're looking for ways to solve relationships, most people end up on videos that say, is my husband or wife a narcissist? It used to just be, is my husband a narcissist? But now, especially on TikTok, it's equal rights, basically. There's a lot of videos on both sides, and I myself, I've gotten on TikTok lately to see what it's become, and as soon as someone says the N-word, I just scroll right on by. Unlike conversations on encrypted messages device like WhatsApp or Signal, it's possible for OpenAI to read chats between users and ChatGPT. This includes staff using conversations to fine-tune AI models and monitor for misuse, according to OpenAI's data retention policy. Deleted chats on ChatGPT Free, Plus, and Pro are permanently deleted within 30 days unless the company is required to keep them for legal reasons. I somehow doubt that. They're deleting things. So information is a big deal these days, and your information is worth a lot of money. In June, the New York Times and other new plaintiffs filed a court order against OpenAI, seeking that it retain all ChatGPT users' logs, including deleted chats, indefinitely. Why would the New York Times want them to do that? New York Times, why would you do that? Why? New York Times is supposed to be about talking about the news, not trying to get everyone's information. New York Times, you're being pretty sketchy. What's going on there? I do not get that. That's dirty pool, mister. You're even allowed to delete your search history after X amount of time. Oh, these things are a lot of fun to fling and hit people in the eye with. Well, hopefully not in the eye. But yeah, that's basically it. Okay, so guys, you really shouldn't be using ChatGPT as a therapist, because ChatGPT is basically there to agree with you. There are a lot of therapists that are also there just to agree with you. My therapist has concerns about this. A lot of people have concerns about other people going to use a therapist because they believe the therapist is just going to agree with everything they say. And therapists need to challenge you. But I'm telling you, ChatGPT doesn't challenge you. It will never challenge you. It mostly agrees with you, unless what you're talking about hits some social justice warrior lines. That's what I've noticed. But anyways, guys, do not use ChatGPT for a therapist. Maybe it's good as a 0 point. It's definitely not good as a therapist. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. Enough from That's Tech Bits. Take care of each other, will you? We may be all that we have.